I'm not sure if any of you have noticed, but we're in the midst of a personal mobility revolution. The recent fuel fiasco may as well have been a warning shot fired from Elon Musk's intergalactic space cruiser. One way or another, alternative fuel is here to stay. Many, like myself, will continue to enjoy the internal combustion engine for as long as possible, but like it or not, anyone with a few decades left in them will gradually be forced into electric vehicles that hug the environment and help us avoid that Mad Max dystopian future that Greta has promised us. For that reason, I'm a big supporter of those manufacturers that are looking to put the mental into environmental, which brings us to the topic of today's video.
What's up people, it's Bobby here. We are back again in the garage and we have another UK exclusive first look for your viewing pleasure. This time we have the brand new all-electric Mino by Tromox. Now, as you'll notice, the Mino is quite diddy when it comes to size, but don't let that fool you into thinking it's just a toy. As they say, good things come in small packages, and the Mino is quite possibly one of the highest spec electric learner legal motorcycles you can buy in the UK today. We're talking full app connectivity, which allows you to use your phone as the key. It also has a built-in alarm and GPS tracking system, which not only will send you notifications to your phone when the alarm's activated, but also gives you live updates on its exact location. The batteries in the Mino are the same type of batteries you'll find in a Tesla. It has a full colour digital display. We're talking a carbon steel frame, aluminium swing arm, the list goes on. This really is a high spec little beast. Before we go into more details on the specs and features, let's do the important part and the most fun part. Let's get it out in the road and see what it rides like.
So first impressions, well, for such a small bike it's surprisingly comfortable. Given the size of the wheels, I was expecting it to feel somewhat unstable, but quite the opposite. The little Mino eggs you on to not touch the brakes while taking a corner. Performance wise, while it may only be limited to 30 miles per hour to meet the 50cc moped licence requirements, it gives you everything it's got right away. One thing I do like about the Mino is the fact it makes some sound. A lot of electric bikes are completely silent, but as the Mino is chain drive, it does give off some sound. The suspension does a good job of absorbing all those bumps, and the braking system is more than adequate for doing the task at hand. As you're so close to the floor, you really feel that sensation of speed despite its restricted top end. The switchgear all works very well and feels good quality. However, the only gripe I have is that the indicator switch is not sprung, so you sometimes find yourself double checking to make sure it's done what you wanted it to.
I thoroughly enjoyed that, and that's coming from someone who's really a die-hard petrol head and has found it somewhat hard to convert over to this new electric revolution that we see upon us. It was quite ironic that during the filming of this video, it's when we had the fuel crisis in the UK, and I couldn't help but have a little smug feeling inside as I drove past the queues at the petrol station. From the factory, the Mino does come restricted to 50cc classification, which means you'll see a top speed of around 30 miles per hour, but it gets there incredibly quickly. The thing that impressed me most about the Mino was its ability to climb hills. Thanks to its mid-mount motor chain drive, which differs to the more commonly found hub motor on electric motorcycles and scooters, it really eats those hills with ease, and you don't notice any significant power drop. On one of the other electric bikes I rode recently, it was doing a top speed of around 28 miles an hour, but as soon as you approached any type of hill, that dropped right down to 15, which, in my opinion, going up a hill on a busyish road at 15 miles per hour is verging on dangerous, but that doesn't happen on the Mino. Okay, you lose a little bit of performance and you're not going to see that 30 mile an hour top speed, but it certainly keeps the power down to keep that confidence there when you're climbing a big hill. Okay, so we've had a test drive, we've introduced the bike. Let's get into the nitty gritty and take a look at all those little details that make up the Tromox Mino.
The Mino is equipped with 570mm lightweight upside down front shocks, and over on the rear we see a 230mm independent rear shock. The front and rear resistance can be adjusted according to the rider's weight and desired comfort levels. Braking wise, we see hydraulic disc brakes both front and rear. The discs are also drilled, which help give a slightly more aesthetically pleasing look. Lighting is completely LED, which includes the headlight, the side lights, the indicators and the rear tail light. The swing arm is made from high-grade aluminium, which not only looks great but also means it is very strong yet lightweight. This is a feature that really stands out on the Mino, as a lot of more expensive bikes have a simple steel swing arm. Another key feature of the Mino is the Samsung lithium battery pack. It's considerably bigger than the battery packs found on most electric bikes, which mean better performance and a range of up to 75 miles on a full charge. The battery can be charged while fitted to the bike, or it can be removed and charged separately. The full colour Smart Dash on the Mino gives all the info that you need and is very pleasant to look at. Worth mentioning before I forget that the Mino also benefits from cruise control, which is also clearly displayed on the dash when active. They don't all sing Adele, by the way, that's just a little gimmick that was found on this early demo model. Another trump card to the Tromox Mino is its 2.5 kilowatt mid-mounted motor. This new design brings more power to the bike and, mated to the chain drive system, climbs hills much better than its hub drive motor equivalents, more commonly found on most e-bikes.
Okay, let's take a little look at the app that comes with the Tromox. Now, it's got a nice neat layout, as you can see, and it gives you some key data, and there's a few really nice features on here that I think all bikes should have, to be fair. So you're going to have your mileage covered, that's your total mileage on the bike itself, your battery percentage, so you can keep an eye on that even if you're away from the bike. The most commonly used function, I think, on the app is going to be the power off and on function. The Tromox does come with a traditional key fob if you want to use it that way, but if you do have the app installed, there is no need to use the key fob. You simply press power. Well, in this case, you've got to deactivate the alarm system, power on, and as we see, it fires up, and you can also turn it off using that as well, but for the time being, let's leave it on. Moving down the app slightly, we have location. Your location of the Mino will always be displayed in this bar just here, and that is live as well, so it will tell you exactly where your bike is at any given time. I'll probably be blurring that on the video for obvious reasons, don't want to give away my home location. And going down a little bit here, cycling data. This one hasn't been ridden much, so there's not really much to see here at the moment, but this will give you in-depth data of all the runs and rides that you've been on. Going into track just here, it keeps a log of every journey you've been on. It will tell you the total mileage of that particular journey, how long it took you to do, and it will also tell you your average speed. Going across here, we do have the handbook, which is handy to have in your pocket at any time, and that gives you any information you could possibly want from the Mino itself. Going into settings here, we have electronic fence. Now this is another added security feature. Again, probably be blurring this screen here, but what it's doing, you can set up a particular area where you want to be notified if your Mino leaves that area, and you'll get a notification to your phone to say that it's on the move. Going into security settings, the alarm itself actually has different settings, so you can have it on a very high setting, very low setting, or you can even have the alarm deactivated for making noise altogether. If the alarm is activated, even if it's activated in silent mode, again you'll get a notification on the app to say that your bike is moving. Various other settings in here, like changing the time, bits and pieces like that. And you can personalise the app as well. You can stick a little profile picture of yourself in there, and you will also have the ability to name your Mino. We've called this one Little Mino. But yeah, that's pretty much the app. A very neat little app. It works very well, and it gives you real peace of mind when it comes to security, having that constant GPS tracking and alarm notifications coming straight to your phone. And it's also pretty cool just to be able to use your phone as a key. The Tromox Mino is available throughout dealers across the whole of the UK, and it's available in a whole variety of colours. I'll pop some down below here on the screen. Hopefully the different colours will be popping up here so you can see exactly the different colourways you can buy. I'll also pop some links down below in the description so you can find out where to go and see one, or perhaps you just want to jump in and buy one. Now, the Mino serves many different purposes. For myself, it's a bit of weekend fun, and a lot of fun it is indeed, but I can see these being a very practical commuter as well. Given the fact that it's got quite a good range for an electric bike, and the fact that it's quite small, I wouldn't be surprised if a few offices out there would even let you park it right next to your desk so you can leave it on charge along with your laptop for a nice full battery for hitting that sports mode all the way home. If the size of the Mino is a concern for you, which is understandable, I quite like mini bikes. I think they're heaps of fun, but obviously not everyone appreciates a bike of this size. But not to worry, Tromox are already working on a new version called the UKKO, and let's roll some footage of that now. So as we see, there is a bigger version coming soon as well. All the same great technology that you get on the Mino. In fact, it's actually slightly upgraded, but just a slightly bigger size. And that should be landing within the next 5 to 6 months. That is a guess at this stage, but I would assume we're going to see them within 5 to 6 months' time. Right, that pretty much brings us to the end of yet another video, and I have thoroughly enjoyed making this one, and I hope you have enjoyed watching it. We always aim to give you as much information as possible so you can make an educated decision on your next motorcycle or scooter purchase. If you have enjoyed the video, please do drop a like on the video for me, it means a lot. If you leave a comment down below, always enjoy reading those, and I'll get back to you ASAP. And I will love you forever if you could subscribe to the channel. It really helps me bring you more of these videos and helps fight against that dreaded YouTube algorithm. Anyway, as always, peace and pistons.